Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first SEGA News Bits of 2016. I'm your host, George. With me is Barry.
Hello.
And today we'll be talking about what SEGA has in store for us for 2016. I thought we would start by talking about what we have for the Western audience, which is us. The first game we're going to be talking about is Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, which is delayed from last year to this year. And what do you think, Barry? They haven't really showed much about the game, but are you excited for it?
Oh my god! Well,
I like how that changed your attitude. You're like, oh.
It's probably the game that I'm most interested in playing, just because of all the hoopla of it being delayed.
And they haven't really showed much at all.
Yeah, and there's been. I remember a few months back there was some sort of speculation based on like LinkedIn pages or whatever. People were saying, "Oh, they're not putting additional work into it. In fact, they haven't been working on it for a few months now." And it's like, well, they did plan on completing the game, and so they likely delivered what they had to Sega. Sega said, "No, let's delay this." And so who knows? They probably are working on it now.
Would you be surprised if they just, like, for some reason just never talk about it again and pretend it never happened?
And pull a PSO2 on us? Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But no, I'm dead certain it's coming out. Yeah, I'm interested in playing it. I know we did interview a member of the Sanzaro Games development team, and to their credit, they didn't blow us off like Big Red Button did, where we had them on for an interview, and then the day the game released, they just up and never returned our emails. So
yeah, and Sanzaro, they've made some good games. I mean, I know they could deliver a quality product, so I mean, I hope they get another chance and they release this game.
Yeah.
But if they don't, I won't be crying over it. So
yeah.
The other game is the unannounced Sonic Team game for the 25th anniversary. I mean, this is probably going to be the game that every Sonic fan's been waiting for. I mean, this whole last year, all the comments have been like, where's the new Sonic game? Even though we have a Sonic game every year, technically, this has been like one of the off years, if you could say that. I mean, we did get Sonic Runners, but what do you think?
Well, I definitely think the game will be announced soon. It's important to note that I believe Sonic Lost World, which was actually the last main series game, was announced, and I'm just looking here real quick. It released in 2013, and it was announced in 2013. And so just looking at that window of time, I remember the game's name was actually, it was revealed that Sega had trademarked the name. And that was around May 2013. And actually that same month, they announced it on a Nintendo Direct in May, and the game released in October. So if we're looking at that time span, I got May, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Wait, did I do that right? I don't know. I'm terrible with numbers. Anyway, it's not that long of a duration. May, did I just put May before January?
I was going to say, but in the game, I mean, they've been working on this 25th anniversary game before Lost World. I mean, the way the development works, programming's done earlier, and I mean, artists are done earlier in the process of making the game, but they already move on to the next project while Lost World is still being developed. So I'm assuming that this Sonic Team 25th anniversary game has been like a big talk in the office. I mean, this is like a big deal for them.
Oh, for sure. And actually, my computer has just gotten back to me. It is a 6-month duration between May and October. That's what it is. And so, yeah, so that's not a long amount of time between announcing the game and releasing the game. 6 months. So if they're going to be doing a kickoff in April, that's a month before May, if my calculations are correct. And so it's very possible that they'll announce it in April and we'll see it in October or even September. I mean, it's entirely possible. And also, as mentioned, this is the team that made Generations for the most part, because I believe the way Sonic Team works is they have like their A team and their B team, and Lost World was some of the same members as Generations, but not exactly the same, if I'm correct in that. It's always a murky territory with like who made what Sonic Team game, but I think that's been generally decided upon. So it's been a long time. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, are you ready? Is your body ready?
My body is so ready. My rings are ready.
And another Sonic game is coming out this 2016. Sonic and Mario at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games.
Woohoo! Oh.
And it was almost Chicago Games, right?
Yeah, well, Chicago would have gotten it, but Rio did instead. So instead of Sonic coming to visit me in Chicago in 2016, it's Sonic going to a better tropical climate in 2016.
I was gonna say this game is I guess they're trying to do a lot better with these games, because I mean, for a while people were kind of bored. I guess the first one did ridiculous amounts of copies when it first was announced, and then people kind of got bored of the whole mini game event. But it seems that they're really trying with this one. I guess there's gonna have a story mode where you could join a gym, like a Mario gym or a Sonic gym, and depending on what gym you kind of go with, they give you items and costumes. And there's they say 270 costumes to unlock and power up, like an RPG system. But so you're gonna have to play both sides, I guess, to get all the costumes. And they go on your Mii. And then there's gonna have like 40 characters. They announced ridiculous amount of characters for you to play around with. So I mean, Sonic and Mario fans, they're gonna have fun with this game. I don't think it's for me personally, but I would rather have a platforming game like everybody else. But I mean, it doesn't sound terrible for what it is.
Yeah, and the Dream events can be pretty cool. I know the only Mario and Sonic game that I've played, and I believe I even reviewed it, was Mario and Sonic at the London Olympic Games, and that one was pretty good, but it was for Wii, and so obviously it really relied on the Wii gimmicks. But there was a cool London party mode, which I think had like trivia, and it had a lot of character cameos. So I mean, if you're a Sonic fan, this game has just about every single Sonic character in it, outside of the weirdos like Fang and Mighty and Ray. You're not going to be seeing him, unfortunately. I think, to be honest, I think they should bring some of those really weird characters back just for these releases, because I'd probably pick it up just to play as Fang again.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, like, I mean, why not go super obscure? I mean, it is kind of for the fans. It's fan service.
Yeah, and Styx is actually in the game, which is really interesting that this is the first, I believe, time Sonic Boom has crept into the main series world outside of the Archie Mega Man Sonic crossover event.
They're spreading.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they kill off Sonic Boom, they'll keep Styx. I don't know. We'll see.
Seems like Sonic Team likes her, maybe.
Maybe.
The next game is probably not for a lot of our viewers. Total War Warhammer is getting a PC release, and I'm actually pretty into the Warhammer lore, so I'm kind of excited for this one. It looks like it could be a really fun game. I'm actually right now doing a Warhammer RPG with my friends. I'm the one GMing this game called Dark Heresy. So this one is in the fantasy universe, which is not the 40K universe. But I'm pretty interested in it, and I'm hoping it's not DLC'd out. Like, they already announced, like, one of the main races is a pre-order DLC, and it's weird. It's really weird because Sega as a whole doesn't really have that much DLC content for their games in Japan. But for some reason, Sega Europe like loves DLC, and it's really I think that's pretty bad. But whatever.
Yeah.
So they have that, and then maybe we'll talk about this. Yakuza Zero will be coming out in 2016 because, according to PlayStation.com, Yakuza Zero might not come out till 2017. But I'm thinking that that's basically a holding date. Like, instead of putting to be announced, they just put 2017 just in case. I'm hoping it is because we need another Yakuza game because we'll be talking about the Japanese releases, and they have 2 Yakuza games, and I want those games at least in 2017. So get Yakuza Zero here at least in 2016.
Yeah, I think having everything a year off would be ideal. And that wasn't that how it was for a while too. Japan would get it, and then a year later, the West would get it.
It's been a little screwed up for a while, but yeah, it's like this Yakuza's 5 took 3 years to get here, so that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's way too long. But whereas Yakuza Zero, that actually released in Japan in March of this year, or actually 2015, I should say.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if we were to see Yakuza Zero in December 2015 or 2016, that would be fine by me. I mean, you have a whole year between 5 and 0. I think there are more than enough people playing the recently released game.
Oh, yeah. And it would be nice to get the, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, so I don't want to talk about it in the Western release.
Right.
Let's talk about the Japanese releases.
Yes.
Some of the games that are coming out is Yakuza Chronicles Remaster and Valkyria Asu Revolution, which is, well, one of them is a remaster for the PS4 of the first Valkyria Chronicles game, and the second is a brand new entry. And both of these have not been announced for the Western, for West release. What do you think they should make it over, Barry, at this point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Yakuza re-release and the Valkyria Chronicles re-release, correct?
What do you mean?
That those should come over, the re-releases.
Oh, yeah, I'm 100% for the re-releases. I mean, Valkyria Chronicles did really well in PC. The remaster they did for PC. And this is actually one thing I don't understand about Sega. Like, why are you going to have two teams remastering the same game, okay? Like, I'm not saying it's a remaster on PC, but like, you have somebody working on a PC port, and then you have somebody working on a PS4 port of the game. Sega doesn't make any sense. They need to start working together better and get these things out quicker.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely think these should make their way west. I know that they're more like remakes, at least in the case of Yakuza. But you know, the translation kind of exists then, unless they're radically changing the script.
Oh, Yakuza 1, this is the problem with Yakuza 1 in America. Well, we haven't really, it's a little bit downer, but Yakuza 1 in America had a script change in America where they thought they were going to change all the words and all the phrases, and they were going to make it more Americanized. So if you ever play Yakuza 1 in PS2, the script is totally redone for American audiences, so they curse every 5 fucking seconds. I swear, like, they curse so much in that game. It's like, what the fuck you talking to me, you fucking idiot? And it's like, who talks like this? Who talks like this? I get it, they're gangsters, but this is ridiculous.
Oh man, that sounds fucking awesome.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then they have 2 more Hatsune Miku games coming out in Japan. One of them is a arcade port, and one of them is a brand new Project Diva X. And those haven't been announced for the Western release, which I'm assuming these are going to come too.
Yeah. I mean, Miku's been very popular over here, and they've been getting just about every release out. So, like the Yakuza games, there is a kind of a waiting period between Japan and the West. But I can definitely see Miku coming over here, and I mean, obviously, Yakuza Zero is already coming out over here, but Yakuza 6, I could see coming over here too. And
that's the other one we're going to say. Yakuza Remaster and Yakuza 6, which you said, I could see 6 coming out here, maybe not the remaster. I mean, there was already a port of 1 and 2 in HD that never made it over here on the Wii U and the PS3. Mm-hmm. So I could see them skipping the remaster of the first one, or maybe making it digital only. So it depends on how well, I guess, Yakuza 0 does. Yeah. But I really hope they do 6 at least. I would be okay with that. And the last Japanese release, Phantasy Star Online 2 Episode 4, and it's getting a PS4 release, which is not coming to the West, they already said. Does this kind of burn you a little bit?
I want it so bad.
So according to Sega, they're not releasing it already. They already kind of made up their mind that it's not coming out on PS4 in the West.
Yeah.
So that's kind of sad. I even have a little write-up about that, my opinion, on the site. If you guys Google it or look at the description below, I'll have a link. And the last 2 games, these are not Sega games, but they're Sega-related games by different studios. in 2016, we're gonna get both. We're gonna get Toe Jam and Earl back in the groove, which was on Kickstarter, and it got a lot of funding. You ready for that, Barry?
Yeah, I was a backer of it, and we had Greg on for a podcast, if I can use his first name, because we're on a first name basis. And it's from what they've shown, it looks really cool. I'm really glad that they're going back to the original sort of concept for the game, but expanding on it. And they've also brought in a lot of like modern sort of human, I guess you could call them enemies, hazards, whatever. So there's like a guy who's texting constantly. He's like walking and texting. And and I think they have internet trolls too, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. And what is the other one?
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom.
Don't you mean
this one actually went through a name change?
Yeah.
Monster Boy was it's kind of, well, I mean, Wonder Boy would be the original name. I don't know. This is being done by a different team, and I think it's being like kind of handled by one of the original members from the old team. Because I know that the old team, Ancient, that's the developer's name, I think, from Japan that used to make them. They retweeted the trailer they just released, which is, you can see in the video if you're watching this on YouTube. And they did a new gameplay trailer, and they retweeted it. So I'm assuming it's officially like at least given the okay by them.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this?
Well, I watched the trailer actually just before we recorded this, and I think the animation looks a little wonky. It looks a little too, I want to say like Flash gamey. But the gameplay itself looks really fun, and I definitely get that Wonder Boy, Monster World sort of vibe. My only question is that if they have Monster Boy, can we take Wonder World?
Yes, we can take Wonder World.
All right, well, let's make Wonder World.
Let's make one. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that.
Wonder Bread. I don't know. But it looks good, and I'm very glad to see it, I guess, coming back in some sort of way. Of course, these aren't. Yeah, and I think it doesn't. Unlike Toe Jam and Earl, which is legit Toe Jam and Earl, they have the IP, they have everything. It is a shame that this isn't like the true Wonder Boy coming back. But the names have changed so much over the years that Monster Boy, it doesn't really faze me at all. So it works. It actually kind of sounds cool. Monster Boy sounds better than Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy kind of sounds like, I don't know, like Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the games that we know are coming out in 2016 for Sega. If you guys have any games you guys want to discuss or talk about, leave it in the comments below. Tell us what you guys think about Sega's 2016 lineup, and Happy New Year.
Yeah. If you'd like more Sega news, check us out at segabits.com. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our social networks.